Hi, my name is Manhattan Carnes, and currently I am living in Okinawa, Japan. And so our professor graciously allowed me to do an email interview. And so my interview was a little bit different than everyone else's because of the time change, and it just would have been very difficult for me to be able to do um, a Zoom call with somebody about an interview. Who I interviewed was Julia Connor, who has her MPH and her CHES. She is originally from outside of Washington, D.C., and she ended up actually going to Sacramento State for undergrad because she got a gymnast scholarship. And so that's how she ended up actually going to California in the first place, and she ended up staying there because she liked it a lot. And so then she ended up getting her MPH in global health from the University of California, Davis. And when she was getting her MPH, she worked as a graduate research assistant in the Department of Public Health Sciences, where she studied the impacts of the Northern California wildfires in 2017 and 2018. And then when she got out, she worked for the California Department of Public Health, where she worked with chronic disease control, which dealt with diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Those were the main interests that they had been looking in on. And then now, after she worked there, she decided to change her course a little bit, and now she works for the Council on Education for Public Health, which is also known as CEPH, where she is an accreditation specialist and she travels a lot for work. She had spoken in our interview about how earlier this year she went to Egypt and Colombia, and she actually right before or right after she sent her email about the interview and the questions that I had, she actually was leaving for Croatia. So I'm very thankful that she ended up being able to do this for me, and she gave very thorough answers, which I really appreciated for the reason that I couldn't do this necessarily in person or over a Zoom call. So CEPH, um, their mission is to assure quality in public health education and training to achieve excellence in practice, research, and service through collaboration with organizational and community partners. Their goals are to have improvement of health from insurance or professional personnel, promote quality in public health education, assure the public knows that public health institutions meet proper standards, encourage and improve quality of education for public health, and then their values include quality and innovation, consistency, fairness, transparency, collaboration, and inclusion. There we go. Sorry. So what they are, they're an independent agency that essentially accredits schools of public health and public health programs, even outside of schools. So they provide information on who or what is accredited, how to become accredited. They have all the different paperwork that you need to do. They have like who is about to be accredited and when like they should be by what point in time, as long as everything fits. And it's also important to note that they're a member of the Association of Specialized and Professional Accreditors, which is their main goal is to make sure that the public knows who's accredited and whatnot and how to become accredited. So, from the 10 essential public health services, I thought that four of them were relatable in some shape or form. So, the first one was strengthen, support, and mobilize communities and partnerships to improve health. So, strengthening and supporting and mobilizing communities, I thought this was a good way or a good thing to choose because the public needs to know about like who is accredited or not and all of that. And then building and support a diverse and skilled public health workforce. So being able to have a good public health workforce, knowing who's accredited and what areas are good and what is not, like where you should be going, I thought was important. Improve and innovate public health functions through ongoing evaluation, research, and continuous quality improvement. As I noted before, they always keep their standards high about who needs to be accredited, and they are always up to date on them. And so that's why I thought that was a good one. And then finally, build and maintain a strong organizational infrastructure for public health. So I thought that because of the structure that they have for public health and the organization that they have is very just straightforward about what is needed to be accredited or not. So finally, the key takeaways that I had from the interview with her, she was very she made it very like important about all of these being able to be flexible and open-minded because there are multiple points in time that it's just not going to really go exactly the way you want it to go, and so being able to change and like listen to others is really important. And she talked about being organized, that there's a lot going on all the time, and so it's important to like be like know like this is what needs to be done in the structure and everything. um she had talked about how her path changed a lot. This was not what she thought she was going to be doing, but she still wanted to do something in public health, but her first job in it wasn't what she thought it would be. And so now that she is doing what she's doing now about traveling and accrediting people, she loves it. And so it's okay to not do what you originally thought you were going to do. Reflecting is key. She talked about how reflection on anything that you're doing is important because it could actually impact a lot more than people think. And then asking a lot of questions. She talked about how this was the best way to learn in this field of everything because asking people and getting their inputs and everything is really, really important. And if you guys have any other questions, please let me know. And she also gave me her number if anybody wants to reach out to her to know like more about her or anything. She was extremely nice and I'm very grateful for getting to talk to her and everything. So, thank you.